So in this video, I'm going to clarify regarding what are the changes that were there in income tax with respect to CA intro. Earlier in our existing scheme, like we call it as old scheme, now ICai is calling it as old scheme. So in the old scheme, we are having 60 marks the weightage. Now the weightage has been reduced to 50. So for income tax, it is 50. For GST, it is 50. And both are forming part of paper 3 in the group 1 of CA intermediate. Now this is with respect to the weightage. And paper number has been changed. Now, in addition to this, what are the changes that are applicable for May 2024 exam with respect to income tax under new scheme? Very simple. For May 24 exam onwards, obviously Finance Act 2023 will be applicable. For November exam 2023, Finance Act 2022 will apply. Only the Finance Act 23 will apply only from the next year onwards. Okay, May 24, November 24. So that is one change, which every year, generally it's a common change. Every year this is what happens. Next. Now 115 BAC. See, this provision in the old scheme, it is in-depth. The discussion of this provision was in-depthly covered under total income chapter. So you have a chapter called total income. Inside that chapter, this 115 BAC provision was discussed in depth. Now what they did, they discussed briefly under total income chapter. In addition to that, this 115 BAC section has implications over many provisions of the income tax law. It has implications on capital gains, it has implications on house property, on salary income, on rates of tax, so many places. See, what is 115 BAC? It is nothing but default tax regime. Now it is called as default tax regime, where you are having rebate up to 7 lakhs. If the SSC total income do not exceed 7 lakhs, is having rebate of tax, complete tax. So this is a new amendment, Finance Act 2023 amendment. Okay, now subject to, you can't claim deductions under various provisions. Like this, you have a provision you might have read earlier, right? So this provision has been discussed at every place. Wherever this provision has an impact, the related content, the respective content has been added. So this is one change that is brought in the new material. Technically speaking, it's not an addition. Earlier, this entire provision is there as part of one chapter. Now this provision has been discussed at every place wherever it has an implication. Next, a new concept which is brought only in income tax, not even in GST, not even in other subjects. Right now, they have brought a new way of learning, new way of making the student interesting towards the subject is crossword puzzle. I'll show you what is crossword puzzle here. Suppose example, we'll see directly. Like earlier you might have seen this kind where you need to fill. They'll give a clue, and based on that clue you need to find out the word and you need to fill this entire puzzle. You might have solved this on newspapers and all earlier. Now within the subject they brought. Now this will improve your tremendously your grip on the terminology. Okay, now let us look at the first one. So first one is down, right? It is not cross, it is not horizontal, it is vertical. So across, down. Residential status of a company which is not an Indian company would be determined on the basis of dash. What? On what basis company residential status is decided? They are asking you to write acronym only, not full form. POEM principle, place of effective management. So what is it called as? POEM. You just have to fill it. POEM. That's it. Now, second question you see, which is down. Dash to a section spells out exception or condition to a provision contained therein. Proviso to a section talks about exception, talks about condition. So proviso, PROVISO, that's it. So my puzzle is correct. So like this, for this puzzle is this puzzle given for every chapter? No, it is given for each. Like I'll show you ICai book directly. I'll show you ICai booklet itself. Just a minute. If you observe, just a minute, I'm opening it. Entire income tax has been divided. Your syllabus of entire income tax, some 12-13 chapters were there. You can see here that totally 9 chapters they have divided. These 9 chapters are divided into 5 sections. So section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. For each of these section, crossword puzzles were developed, and not only that, case scenarios were also given. Crossword puzzles were also given. Earlier, you might have learned case scenarios from where there's a separate MCQ book. Inside that, case study based questions were there. Now, those were given for each section. Section means not actual section 1, 2, 3, not that section. These chapters are divided into 5 sections broadly as part of study material. So for each section, crossword puzzle case scenarios were given. So this is with respect to the changes in the income tax. Technically speaking, no additions, no deletions. Crossword puzzle concept newly introduced, a new way of learning, and case scenarios were introduced. And for May 2024, Finance Act 2023 will apply, and resultantly the corresponding whatever provisions, amendments applicable for Finance Act 2023, they will apply. By the way, those of you who are attempting in the November, or who already have attempted in the May, you need not worry. If at all you are planning for May 2024 exam, if at all, in future, you need not take coaching once again. Why? Because Finance Act 2023 do not have many amendments. Hardly very few amendments were there, for which I am going to release very soon amendments class for May 24 students, maybe probably after 2 or 3 months. Now, very soon I'm going to start my own income tax classes from maybe another 3-4 days, 7th or 8th of July onwards. I'm going to upload the lectures for income tax, where I'm going to take based on Finance Act 2022. Getting it? To that video, to those videos, I will be adding amendment videos, so that if you watch them, May 24, you will be exam ready. That's it. Okay. Have a nice time. All the very best.